Welcome everyone, my name is Matt. This is going to get into some different tools, workflows, some learnings that we've learned at Emarketed and AI Ops and VoiceKit. Let's just jump right in. I'll give you guys a little background on myself. I started Emarketed, which is a digital marketing agency in '98, so I've been doing it a long time. When I started, actually, Google and Facebook did not exist, which is a crazy thing. Maybe I should have started Google or Facebook. Last year with the rise of AI, I started a couple micro companies, one called VoiceKit that specializes in voice AI, and then one called AI Ops that does AI implementations. And I'll talk more about those in a little bit. Over the last 25, 26 years, I've worked with 100 companies, 100 plus companies, and live in Los Angeles. My team is remote. John is also part of my team. We have people in the States, we have people out of the country as well. And I'm obsessed with AI, and so that's mainly most of my topics these days are AI related, and I get into some AI with marketing as well. But let's jump right in. Obviously, if you're here, you've heard of AI and you're probably using it. This is why I'm excited about it. I was part of the .com boom. I got started. I worked at Earthlink, which was an internet provider back in the day. The biggest competitor was AOL. I saw the rise of the .coms and the internet, and super exciting times. And AI it's growing 10 to 50 times faster than the internet was, and PC adoption. That feels very similar. All the tools, all the companies that are coming out, and the technology. Just every day on Twitter, I'm finding out about a new AI tool. DeepSeek just was released a couple weeks ago. And it seems every day there's a new thing coming out. Here's a little bit of the adoption. 100 million users in 2 months with ChatGPT versus 7 years for the internet. Obviously, pretty fast. And I continue to get excited. I was testing out DeepSeek last week and asked it a conversation. One of the things that's neat about DeepSeek is that it gives its reasoning. So you ask it a question and it goes through the thought process and you get to see it think. And I was like, oh my gosh, this really seems like super intelligent. So I feel like we're close to having AGI. So anyways, voice AI, what's voice AI? So what can it be used for and the technology being used? So we'll get into a little bit. I'm not going to get too nerdy on you guys, but basically voice AI can integrate with the same LLMs like ChatGPT and other models that you talk to. Most people are texting. I'm not sure if any of you guys have gotten to the point where you talk to ChatGPT. I do it once in a while. I prefer typing, but you can, as you're driving in the car, there's a little option in ChatGPT where you can actually talk to it. So it's pretty cool. A lot of other tools and companies are just leveraging that ability, that being able to talk to something, that language model that's like super smart and has all the answers. And so tools are being built around that, and we'll get into some of those as well. One thing that some people are calling them wrappers. So they're basically whole companies and services and tools are being created around the ChatGPT model or other models. That's just leveraging these billion-dollar companies, their LLMs. And so it's super cool that you can spin up a company today and leverage what they're doing. They have APIs that kind of feed into different tools. So super excited. Here's some of the different tools. We've got Retail, which is one we'll go over today, which is a voice AI tool. It's one that we're using at Emarketed and VoiceKit, and basically allows a virtual agent to pick up the phone, and you'll see a little demo in a second, but you can have a conversation, can ask them questions, you can ask them and have a full-on conversation. It can check our schedule to see if we're available to meet with them, and then it can book a meeting. There's a lot more you can do with that too. 11 Labs is another pretty big company in the voice space with 11 Labs, and that's another one we'll jump into as well. You can clone voices. You can, like yesterday, I made a little demo video on social media, and I just gave it some text, and it created a voice, downloaded it, and created a little video with some voice that was created in 11 Labs. You can also, in 11 Labs, I can clone my voice, so I could talk to it for a minute or so, and then I can basically type in, I can create videos and content around my voice. So you can do that with video as well. Obviously, OpenAI with ChatGPT, everyone's heard of that and use that. Nate is another tool. NAN is a tool that we've started to use at Emarketed and AI Ops, and it allows you to automate different apps and services, and part of those automations, you can bring in voice into that as well. So we're just getting started with that, probably have more webinars in the future with N8N. Bland is another tool where you can basically get phone numbers, you can change the voice, and you can basically create like outbound callers. So I can give it a list of phone numbers, and like for you, Paul, with the gas company, if they're following up with people or following up with the customers, you can automate part of that, and you can basically have a team of AI agents go out and call people, get questions, do research, and or whatever your use case is. And if you haven't talked to some of these agents, like they're super, super smart. And then Twilio is just like a phone SMS service. And so a lot of what we do is we'll get phone numbers on Twilio, then we can port them into some of these different services. And so we can make cool apps out of that with SMS and voice. Yeah, I'm going to switch into a different tab now. So we did a little demo before. The voice, due to the browser sharing the audio, gets a little choppy, but I think you'll be able to see what I mean here. So this is retail. A lot of these services too, which is really cool, they have free trial, or even you could use them for a certain amount of credits. You can really dive in and check out the tool before you pay for it. And they're all, even if you're paying for it, they're all relatively cheap, or as far as the tools that I'm showing you today. So this is Anna with VoiceKit, and John and I have been working on Anna for, I don't know, probably a little over a month. And so yeah, with this agent, so when you call VoiceKit, you'll get Anna. She's connected to ChatGPT 4.0. We could switch it to Claude if we wanted, which is from Anthropic, and we can basically switch to 2 different models. Some of the other voice services will even allow you to toggle with more models. We could switch to, say we wanted to have a Guy or Andrew, so there's tons of different voices. We could look for accents, and obviously different languages as well. So this is one of the things, so I'll get to in a little bit, but with voice AI, it actually, let's say you have a call center and you're all staffed with English people, but you're getting some Spanish calls. With the virtual assistant or voice AI, you can toggle between languages, which is, yeah, you could have 10, 20, 30 different languages handled in a call center and only have one person speaking English. Yeah, you give it a role. So this is the text prompt that we assigned to Anna. Give it a task. So your primary task is to handle inbound calls, provide information. You give it some style guidelines, be concise, respond, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, just go in here. And so John and I, over the last month or so, have worked, and we'll get into the Q&A of it all, but we've tested it and figured out kind of ways to work it, and it wasn't perfect right off the bat, so we had to get in here. The cool thing with Anna, though, Anna does check my Google schedule. So she asks for the business name, she gets the caller's name, and then she can actually, it's further down here, but she can actually check my availability, which is really cool. So she'll know if I'm free on Friday for a meeting to go over this service. And she checks like while we're on the call. So let's dive in and have a call with Anna.
Hello, and thank you for calling VoiceKit. This is Anna speaking. May I have your name, please?
Okay, so Anna doesn't typically sound like a cartoon character, but I think it's because we're sharing here. Hi, Anna. Yeah, my name is Matt.
Hi, Matt. Nice to meet you. Could you tell me the name of your business?
Yeah, my business is SoCal Gas.
Thanks, Matt. SoCal Gas, got it. What kind of support are you looking for? For example, are you interested in automating customer service, scheduling, or something else?
Yeah, but I would like to, automating customer service would be great.
That's a great choice, Matt. Automating customer service can save time and improve customer satisfaction. VoiceKit's AI solutions can handle inquiries 24/7, giving your team more time to focus on other priorities. Would you like to schedule a meeting with one of our representatives to explore how we can tailor this for SoCal Gas?
Yes, please.
Perfect. Our representatives are available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. PST. Do you have a specific day and time in mind?
Yeah, how about Thursday at 9 a.m.?
Let me check if Thursday at 9 a.m. is available for you. Great news, Matt. Thursday, February 13th at 9 a.m. is available. Could you please provide your phone number so I can finalize the booking?
Okay, so you guys get the gist of it. And welcome, Luz. We were just going through a little test with a service called Retail. So I was going over showing Anna, which is our virtual AI chatbots that answers phones for VoiceKit. And yeah, let me go over to our another service. This is yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Question, or do you want to just take questions?
Yeah, no, yeah, go for it.
For that last one, like when you mentioned it can change languages, is it one of those things where someone would have to sit there and be like, okay, if someone calls and it's a Spanish caller, I need to switch to Spanish, or what did you mean by that? You could change the languages?
Yeah. In this example with Anna, I would have to set it up. I guess I could, yeah, with this, I could do multi-language, English and Spanish. So yeah, as far as like having 10 different languages, that would probably be something, probably in the prompt, we would have to hand it over to maybe a different virtual receptionist if, let's say, they were speaking French. But yeah, we'll get into the OpenAI thing in a little bit, and I'll show you that toggling between different languages. I don't speak a little bit of Spanish, but yeah, with this one, if we did have English and Spanish, if somebody called in and was speaking Spanish, it would be able to, toggle.
Yeah, you could set up multiple bots in the service, and as it's receiving language cues in a different language from what it's set for, you could transfer it between other bots that you have set up for those specific languages. So yeah, you would have to have a bunch of different bots, each assigned to a different language, but each bot should be able to recognize what language it's in and then transfer it to the correct language bot.
But you need a human to kind of transfer.
I don't think you would need to, because
yeah,
they can all talk amongst themselves, the bots.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep. All right. So yeah, this is 11 Labs, definitely one of the big leaders in the voice AI space, and yeah, fun tool just to sign up and try out some of their different features. So this right now, I'm in their conversational AI, so I can also set up, just like that previous service, I could set up agents in here as well. So here's Eric. Let's see how Eric sounds.
Hi, I'm Eric. How can I help you?
Hey, Eric, I'm having a problem with my computer.
Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that your computer is giving you trouble. Can you tell me a little bit more about what's going on? What kind of problem are you having? Is it slow, crashing, or something else? The more information you can give me, the better I can help.
Yeah, it just won't turn on.
Okay, I understand. It can be really frustrating when your computer won't turn on. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on. First, have you tried plugging it in and making sure it's getting...
Okay. So anyways, Eric can obviously be trained on, first of all, ChatGPT has, if you guys are using it and you have problems, you can ask it pretty much anything. But you can, obviously, with each agent, we see math tutor here, video game character, travel guide. So within those agents, you can give it more, give it specifics. So yeah, really robust. So let me see here. So yeah, this is more in 11 Labs. So like yesterday, like I mentioned, I went into this part, instant speech. So this is something I got this prompt from Claude, which is Anthropic's competitor to ChatGPT. I had it create this text, and then I generated the speech.
Join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific for an eye-opening webinar on voice AI and its transformative impact on business. Discover how this...
But yeah, so I can obviously change that. I can make something for today, make a specific marketing message, or whatever I wanted, or even a voicemail for my system if I wanted. Yeah, this one too, you can switch between different languages. There's a whole library of languages, and then as well, like I said earlier, you can actually clone your own voice in this changer. Yeah, so I can actually just record audio right now. I don't know why you would want to do this, but let's say I wanted to send a voicemail to someone and didn't want it to be in my voice. I could record the audio here, and then I could turn it into Hope or different language or different voice. Okay. So this is something too. This is OpenAI's dashboard. So if you're all ChatGPT subscribers, this might be an area that you haven't gone to. You actually go to platform.openai.com, and you've got more features here. You can really get lost in here. There's a lot of technical stuff, but this is something I just wanted to show you, especially with the language. So I'm going to go ahead and start this session. Hello.
Hello. How's it going? What's on your mind today?
I'm good. Do you speak Spanish?
Sí, Hablo español. ¿En qué puedo ayudarte hoy?
Oh, great. What about Chinese?
当然，会说中文。你有什么需要帮忙的吗？
Okay. How about French?
Mais bien sûr, je parle français aussi. Que puis-je
Okay.
faire pour vous aujourd'hui? I'm here to help. Ready when you are.
That's
What
awesome.
can
How
I
many
do for
different
you?
languages do you have access to?
I can understand and communicate in a wide variety of languages, covering most of the major ones spoken around the world. If you've got a specific language in mind, let me know, and I'll do my best to assist you in that language.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, so this is OpenAI. So they have an API to this. So you could bring this into your system. You could port this into a different tool. And yeah, this could be answering your phones for your company and be able to toggle between the different languages. Yeah, super powerful. All right. Yeah, here's what the voice AI integration path looks like. Yeah, first of all, we got to define the problem, set the goals. Yeah, if it is like a call center, maybe the problem is we don't have enough people with different languages. So that would be definitely a good use case. And if maybe we have 50 people answering the phones and maybe we have problems on the weekends or in the evenings. So this would be, first of all, obviously you got to define the problem, set the goals, choose your voice provider, pretty straightforward. And then the technical infrastructure. So like in this case with OpenAI, where it does have access to all the different models, you would need to figure out how are you going to build that system. The great thing I've found with all these AI tools is they all have a lot of plug and play. Some kind of do require some custom development, but right off the bat though, you can really get a high level tool that kind of works for your use case. And so it's really easy to create like an MVP. Paul, if there was something in SoCal Gas, you're like, oh, I want to try this out. It'd be something that you could put together a couple different services to show a manager like, hey, look, we've got this. We'd like to implement this for this department. And then from there, you would have to obviously get in the weeds a little and build it out. So the knowledge base and the AI training. So the knowledge base is basically, obviously ChatGPT has scoured the internet, I believe they've covered everything on the internet, supposedly. But obviously for like my company, we're a smaller company, obviously ChatGPT there's not thousands and thousands of pages of content or information about Emarketed. So what we have to do in a case like that is give it a custom training. So we can add in PDFs, we can add in spreadsheets, we can add in video, audio, whatever we want, and we make a custom knowledge base. And so that's the use case for all the different voice AI services, that you would connect them to a knowledge base that's like specific to your use case in your industry. And when somebody calls in and they talk to that, then the AI can query ChatGPT, but then it can also query that knowledge base as well. And so that's how the AI training goes. Obviously, LLM integration, pretty straightforward. Obviously, with number 10, compliance and security. Like for Paul, you'd mentioned that your company is using Copilot. So companies will obviously have restrictions on certain platforms. So that's something you obviously have to take into consider. There are ways to bring in LLM integrations into a company and kind of have it be like offline. So it's inside your company and it's not connected to OpenAI or even like DeepSeek. You can use the DeepSeek model. You can host it on a US server and it has no ties to. So there are ways to do that, but that's all something you need to take into account. Workflow design, just drawing through, figuring out the flow of the calls. This happens, then this happens, and we should transfer it over here. Do I need to bring in multilingual agents, that kind of thing. So just going through the whole design, then obviously integrating it, integration setup. Do I need other third-party tools? Do I need to bring in a tool that connects with Google and connects with my schedule, like we did for VoiceKit, where it actually uses a couple different apps, but it does connect to Google, checks the calendar, and then gives me back the results. And then 8 is super important, testing and quality assurance. And even with that simple flow with VoiceKit, over the last month or so, like I said, we've been testing it, but as I was introducing people to VoiceKit, we would call it up and I would have people talk to it. And we found that people, when they spelled their email address or the way they talked, there were certain things that it wasn't catching. So you definitely want to, when you've got something set up, you want to make sure and call it and try to trick it and try to figure out. You just want to make sure and test it. And with other AI bots, we're going to do a webinar next week on AI bots. But so we've got some bots running for different companies. And what we do is we log in every week and we check the bots, make sure the chats are going okay. So you don't want to just set this up and forget about it. There has to be testing and quality assurance and monitoring and optimization. That's in line with 8. You want to stay on top of it. When you hear something's wrong or it could be improved, then you want to optimize it. And then lastly, compliance and security. Let's say you're doing stuff international, you want to make sure that you're compliant with other standards in other countries. And then within your own company, you want to make sure you're compliant with the security of your own company. So yeah, that's in a nutshell. We'll open it up for questions. But yeah, next week we'll be doing custom chatbots, and I'll basically walk you through the whole process. There are a bunch of great chatbot builders out there. I'm going to build a chatbot from scratch using Claude. So we'll go from A to Z, building a chatbot, releasing it, and connecting it to different language models. We'll connect it to a knowledge base as well. And yeah, that'll be next week on Wednesday. And yeah, if you have any interest in having us set up AI for your business or even talking more about it, exploring possible use cases, yeah, feel free to email me or call me and we'll set up a meeting. So any questions?
I just got one more question, Matt.
Yeah.
Have you done stuff where people can talk to it and like say, ask it a question, but play a video, like where it's linked to different videos to respond or be able to like query information, something like that?
Yeah, so I haven't, as far as like playing a video, I've set it up so it's connected to the internet. So obviously with like ChatGPT and some of the different models out there, they have training dates. So they're like not connected. They're fast at who won the Super Bowl this last weekend. It would say my training date doesn't go. But yeah, there's ways to connect it to get real-time data. But yeah, as far as playing a video, yeah, we could connect it to bring up a YouTube link. But yeah, as far as actually opening up a video and playing, I haven't done that yet.
I was just thinking something like just thinking out loud, but if someone had a question and we had I don't know, 1,000 videos just on different topics, if they would be able to ask a question and somehow it would pop back up, here's a video related to this policy or this procedure or this type of action.
Oh yeah. Yes, yeah. So for that, for sure. Yeah, those videos can definitely be added to the knowledge base. The knowledge bases will basically download the transcriptions from the video, and yeah, that can be done for sure. Yeah, if you had 100 videos, 1,000 videos, that could be part of the knowledge base. And yeah, if a user asks, and then it'll give them a link to that specific video. We did some work for a manufacturing company that has an AI chatbot on their website, and they have over 500 different products, and it's a valve, but it's used on big ships, and so it's very complex. And yeah, so people will ask it about these valves, and the bot will respond accordingly. But that could be done via voice too, and it has access to all these PDFs with all that data. And yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I had to talk to a customer service person today about a dehumidifier that was having some issues, and the guy was pretty rude and terse and didn't explore my problem at all and just brushed it aside. And it would have been nice to have an AI person who's got a lot of patience and all the time in the world to talk to me about it.
Great.
It's just the side thought appreciation of what AI could do.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if there are any stats like as AI gets more and more developed versus like actual human customer service reps, how one might actually be preferred or the customer satisfaction is actually higher. I would have never thought that actually. You have a lot of questions.
It was like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. It was really early, and you could tell he was pretty grumpy.
Yeah, so I think people have this perception of kind of the old bots from 2 or 3 years ago, where you'd ask it a question, it might respond, but they were pretty stupid, or even the kind of the call systems where you get lost in it. But yeah, I feel the bots these days are so smart, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure there's some stats out there that kind of show people prefer one or the other. Yeah, I don't mind it if I go to a website and I know the bot is powered by ChatGPT, and so oftentimes instead of searching through a site, I'll just query the bot and find out what I need right away. There's one service that we've tested out. It's called, I think it's called Hume, and let's see, yeah, hume.ai, and it's also a voice AI system, but what it does is it measures your kind of emotional response. So as you're talking to it, you can see these little indicators showing he's upset, he's happy, and so that would be like a cool case study in customer service to measure that. And yeah, you could measure if you're getting a lot of angry people calling in, then you would know you need to do something. Everyone that's here, you'll definitely get a link to the video, and I'll share the different links that I included as well today. Thanks for attending. Next week, we'll be diving deeper into chatbots. Like I said, we're going to build one from scratch, and I'll show you how easy it is. And
Thank you, Matt.
Awesome. Yeah, you're welcome, Salim. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Liz. Bye.